Hello, everyone. A very beautiful and pleasant afternoon to everyone present over here. My name is Amisha Rawat, and I feel really fortunate to host today's webinar on the topic How to Prepare for Digital Marketing Interview, organized by DG Saksham. DG Saksham is an initiative of SEMS Group, which has developed content for over 300 courses in multiple languages, which range from 4 hours to 6 months in various sectors of IT, BFSI, retail, and entrepreneurship for all age groups from school children, youth, professionals, and senior citizens. DG Saksham has also conducted more than 100 webinars, 10 FDPs and workshops, 6 international conferences. DG Saksham impacted more than 15,000 plus lives through various webinars, conferences, workshops, and seminars across the globe. Talking about today's topic of the webinar, how to prepare for digital marketing interview. Well, that's great that you are preparing for an interview, but you should know that the questions asked in the interview are not that easy and straightforward. And to guide you all through this, we have today's speaker with us, Dr. Bhavleen Rekhi. She is an expert in the field of digital marketing since 20 years. She is a corporate trainer, consultant, and MBA professor in the area of digital marketing and holds a PhD in the same. She trains various renowned brands on advanced digital marketing courses and mentors startups under her consultancy, hashtag digital. She is an MBA professor in more than 6 renowned MBA institutions in Delhi NCR. She has trained more than 101 brands, SMEs, startups, the few latest ones being Honda, CII, UN-WFP, etc. She has some valuable national and international publications and has experience of teaching some Harvard modules like Career Trek. She has also been invited by online news channels to enlighten people about this field. With Google, FICCI, and Tata Institute of Social Science.
Thank you, Amisha, and welcome everybody for this webinar. So the topic that we have chosen for this webinar is very, very important in the present day context. That is how to prepare for a digital marketing interview. So, a lot of people think that it is same to prepare for all kinds of interviews. So what is so special that we need to provide a special training for a digital marketing interview? In fact, the fact of the matter is that digital marketing is a very specialized field, and lot of jobs are coming up in this area. At the same time, there is a lot of expectation gap when it comes to between the academics and the corporates, and secondly, there is a lot of gap in terms of demand and supply as well. So this is the reason, that yes, though preparing for all the interviews should ideally be same, but there are certain specific requirements which you need to keep in mind when you sit for a digital marketing interview. And that's the reason, we have kept the topic of this webinar as how to specifically prepare for a digital marketing interview. Now, before I get down to the pointers wherein we talk about what are those specific things that we need to do to prepare for a digital marketing interview, we first need to understand that why all of a sudden there is such a huge spurt in the number of digital marketing jobs. So there are various reasons for it. For example, the first reason is, for example, Digital India initiative of the government of India is one of the factors, which promotes this field very vigorously, and hence the number of jobs which are being created in this field is very, very high. Secondly, maximum startups, if you see the past few years, maximum startups have come up in the field of digital marketing, and we all know that startups are creators of jobs. No, I'm not saying that all these startups that have come up are digital marketing agencies. No, but their business models are such that there is a huge level of dependency on digital marketing. So digital marketing is inculcated into their business plans in some way or the other. And startups, we all know, are creators of jobs. It's also one of the reasons why jobs in this field are increasing so much. And also very heartening to see that India has a very huge 550 million active user base on internet is one of the factors which promotes this field. And all of you would also agree with me with the fact that in the last few years, the number of social media channels, the number of e-commerce channels have also increased. So when social media channels increase, when e-commerce channels increase, automatically it increases the numbers of jobs in this field. So not only has the number of jobs in the field of digital marketing increased, but also the variety of jobs. So if you look at the designations without even going to the expert designations, if in fact, even if I just talk about the designations which apply to freshers, there are just so many, starting from SEO specialist, that is search engine optimization specialist, PPC specialist, that is paid advertising specialist, you have social media managers, you have content writers, content editors, bloggers, content curators, you have affiliate managers, you have so many designations in the field of analytics, you have web designers who are responsible for creating websites, you have digital brand managers, you have digital managers, digital marketeers, etc. So the list goes on. So like I said, not only have the number of jobs increased, but also the variety of jobs have increased. And when variety of job designations increase, so automatically the profile, that is the work that you do under those designations also increases. So today, under the field of digital marketing, some of you may be expected to be content writers, some of you may be review writers. Now if you see websites like Amazon's and all, it is a fully fledged industry where the reviews and the product descriptions are written, and it is a very very upcoming field. In field of social media, you may be campaign managers, wherein on behalf of the brand you may have to create various social media campaigns, you may have to run those campaigns online, measure the return on investment of those campaigns, that whether those campaigns have been able to fulfill the goals, objectives, etc. Then there are certain profiles, like the paid advertising, pay per click, PPC experts, wherein the knowledge of certain softwares is very very essential. What kind of softwares? For example, Google keyword advert planner, etc. So you have to have software knowledge. And then there are a lot of designations in the field of analytics, wherein you need to understand web analytics, specifically Google analytics, in a lot of detail. Then you can be commission agents under the affiliate marketing concept, wherein you can earn passive income by acting as a link between an advertiser as well as a consumer. And there are a lot of skill sets which are required to be able to fulfill all these profiles, starting from creativity as a skill, to analyzing as a skill, to strategizing as a skill. There are a lot of skills which are required to have a career, a successful career in the field of digital marketing. And hence this field becomes very very important. Now what you also need to understand is that why so many people are running towards this field is not just because of the job profiles or the designations, but because the growth in this field as well as the job security in this field, both these are at the hilt. This is a pretty secure career because digital marketing is here to stay, number one. And secondly, the growth is very very fast in this field. And in fact, during the pandemic and during the lockdowns, where a lot of jobs were getting shunned, this was the only field which hired people. In fact, one of the only fields which hired people, and the salary packages also, which were offered in this field were on the higher side as compared to other job profiles. So, looking at this statistics that I have shared with you all, it becomes very important to be well prepared when you sit for an interview in the field of digital marketing. And hence today we will focus on certain things which you need to do specifically to clear an interview in the field of digital marketing. Okay, so apart from the general mannerisms which we apply for any interview, I'm going to talk about 11 more requirements which are specific to clearing an interview in the field of digital marketing. So the first one is having an online presence. Now, you cannot sit for a digital marketing interview and tell the person that you are not active on social media, or you don't have a blog, or you don't have a website. When you are sitting for an interview of digital marketing, so what the person actually wants to check from you, apart from your knowledge, is how much of online presence you have. So having some form of an online presence, maybe it is a very active presence on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, it is really mandatory. And also having a website or a blog which just does justice to the kind of role you are looking for is going to be an added advantage. So never sit or go for a digital marketing interview saying that you don't have any online presence. You need to have a strong online presence. Second point that I want to talk about is that when you are sitting for a digital marketing interview, please study the website of the company in detail. Not only study the website of the company in detail, you should also give your opinions related to that website. That what are your opinions, and is there any improvements, is there any suggestions that you would want to make to the organization? So going for a digital marketing interview without studying the website of the organization is can actually be considered as a blunder. So it's very, very important that when you go for a digital marketing interview, please study the website in a lot of detail, and not just study it, make sure that you talk about that website in your interview. It is perfectly all right for you to ask them questions related to their website or to give suggestions. If you are very confident, it is also okay for you to give suggestions to them in your interview. So having studied the website of the brand in a lot of detail is actually required for you to sit in a digital marketing interview. Now, the third point that I want to cover up here is, which is very, very important, is you have to understand that digital marketing is as vast as the universe. And hence, it is not possible to sit in an interview and tell the person that you have 360 degrees knowledge of this field. It is very, very important that when an interviewer asks you that in digital marketing, which is your strongest area, it's very important for you to be able to tell them that content marketing is my strongest area, or social media marketing is my strongest area, or paid advertising is my strongest area, etc. You can never tell them that, I know anything and everything, because it is very, very vast. It is as vast as the universe. And hence, it is very important that before you go for an interview, you should be sure that which is your strongest area in the field of digital marketing. Now, if you see, digital marketing on the whole comprises of 20 to 25 fields. Okay, so these 20 to 25 fields comprise of like website creation, it comprises of search engine optimization, it comprises of paid advertising, comprises of affiliate marketing, display marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, online reputation management, Google Analytics. So there are so many fields, and it is human not possible for a person, particularly who is a fresher, to go and say in an interview that I know everything or I'm open to everything. So you should know this is my primary area in the field of digital marketing, though I am also open, to learn other areas. So you should know which is your strongest area. But for example, if you say that content marketing is my strongest area, it is very important that you are able to justify that with your amazing communication skills, because content marketing is all about creativity and writing and creating infographics. So it is very important that you have your knowledge of the language in place before you claim that, yes, my strongest area is content marketing, for example. Okay. The fourth point, that I want to make here for digital marketing interview is that though you may not be looking at a specific career in the field of Google Analytics, but having a basic knowledge of analytics is very, very important. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because analytics is linked to every field of digital marketing. It is linked to social media, it is linked to your website, it is linked to your email marketing, it is linked to your display marketing, etc. So though you may not be looking at a career in the field of analytics as such, a fully fledged career in the field of analytics, but it is very, very important that you have the basic knowledge of web analytics or Google Analytics, to be specific, to be able to clear the interview. Because like I said, analytics is one field in digital marketing which is correlated with every field. Okay, so having a basic knowledge, basic terminology of analytics will always help you to clear the interview. Okay, now my fifth point is that never use jargons in your interview of digital marketing. I do understand digital marketing is a field which is full of jargons. We prefer saying SEO instead of search engine optimization. We prefer saying PPC instead of pay per click. This is, we prefer saying CTR instead of click through rate. All this is understandable, but using jargons in an interview is a strict no-no. Using the full forms makes you look knowledgeable, makes you look more confident about your subject knowledge, particularly for a field like digital marketing, which is full of jargons. So GA has to be replaced by Google Analytics. Okay, so jargons being used in an interview is a strict no-no. Okay, now my sixth point is, please understand the importance of data. Now, data is something, which is the skeleton, which is the backbone of a profile, any profile in digital marketing. And data is not just the backbone of a field like digital marketing, it is the backbone of all the upcoming fields: big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, etc. So understanding the importance of data, not just the importance of data, but also understanding how can you use data in a fulfilling way for a digital marketing campaign is very, very important, because this will give you an edge in your interview. So knowing data, how to use data, because most of us are scared of data, and that is a reality. But having a substantial knowledge of how can you convert data into a useful input for a digital marketing campaign can really help you crack the interview. So understand the importance of data, even if you are not very good with formulas and statistics, etc., but at least having a knowledge that yes, data is important for this field, and there are many ways that I can convert this data into something meaningful is really going to help clear the interviews in the field of digital marketing. Now, my seventh point is, going to an interview with small caselets prepared is really going to help. Now, there are a lot of brands, which have tamed this field of digital marketing. So if you ask my favorite brands, on the basis of how they use data, on the basis of how they use content, the two strongest ones are Starbucks and Netflix. Now, when you sit in an interview and to justify your point, you use a brand name. Okay, you use a brand name. It really, really helps you because it makes you look knowledgeable. It makes you look very aware of your field. So going for a digital marketing interview by having small caselets prepared, like, I'm justifying the use of data. For example, Netflix uses so many billions of data in 1 month's time to expand their consumer base, etc. So these kinds of examples, from popular brands like Netflix, Starbucks, Amazons, etc., who are the players in the field of digital marketing, will help you look very knowledgeable, will help you easily crack the interview. Now, my eighth point is understanding your target audience. So, for example, you are sitting in a digital marketing interview of a beverage industry, of a cold drink industry. It is very important for you to convince the interviewers that you understand who are your target audience and what kind of digital marketing campaigns can you prepare for such target audience. Understanding the target audience will determine whether you are successful in creating a digital marketing strategy and a campaign or whether you are not. So it is very important for you to be able to explain to the interviewers your in-depth knowledge of the target audience of the brand for whose interview you are sitting for. My ninth point is show that you are a great researcher. Digital marketing really relies on market research a lot. Market research before creating a campaign, whether it is a social media campaign, whether it is an email marketing campaign, whether it is a display marketing campaign, YouTube marketing campaign, is very, very important. So there, all the fields of digital marketing, for which we make campaigns, rely a lot on market research. So it is very important to be able to convince the interviewers that you are good in research and you are interested in research, because research forms the foundation of all the digital marketing campaigns. My 10th point is yes, hands-on experience counts. So there are a lot of people, out there who always ask me that, ma'am, if I have hands-on experience in the field of digital marketing, will that be an added advantage for me in my interview? The answer is plain yes. Like I said at the beginning of the session, this is a very, very specialized field. And anybody who already has a hands-on experience, the hands-on experience could be your own website, it could be your own blog, it could be your own social media channels to create awareness campaigns, etc. Okay, so it's not necessary that you have a professional hands-on experience, but hands-on experience wherein you have used that experience for your own websites or social media channels, etc., will also count. But yes, having an hands-on experience for a field like digital marketing does count. Yes. Okay. And my last point is that replace your about me in an interview with your story statement. You have to understand digital marketing is a field which relies a lot on brand storytelling. In digital marketing, we never sell something very directly. We always sell something in the form of a story, and probably you will understand this better when you will do a professional course in this field. Everything is about brand storytelling, and in an interview, when you are talking about yourself, you have to show that skills to the interviewer. So instead of directly talking about you, that about me, tell in the form of a story so that the interviewer is able to see that in you. Okay, because like I said, in digital marketing, the focus is on selling through content, selling through storytelling, and not directly selling. So these are 11 things which, if you follow, you are just on the right track of cracking a great digital marketing interview. Thank you very much. I'm open for questions now.
How can you categorize digital marketing?
Categorize. Okay, so like I spoke to you, you can categorize digital marketing into various collaterals. So for example, the first one, let me tell you, could be probably website creation. Okay, which comes under web development. Then it is search engine optimization, which is free organic digital marketing. Then you have paid campaigns, pay per click, that is PPC. Then you have affiliate marketing, display marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, online reputation management, analytics, okay, email marketing. So these remarketing. So these are the various collaterals into which we always categorize our digital marketing.
Another question: what are the challenges of modern marketing and how should we overcome that problem?
Okay, so yes, there are a lot of challenges of modern marketing, and I completely agree to it. But how can you cover up them up? Let's talk about that. What are the challenges in the first place? First place, the challenges is that the brand loyalty is very, very less. Why? Because the kind of options that you get in digital marketing are so huge that you do not get those kind of options in traditional marketing. Because of which, because the consumer is always bombarded with so many ready-made options, the brand loyalty is very, very less. So this is one of the biggest challenges. Secondly is that yes, digital marketing is a very upcoming field, it's a very profitable field, but at the same time you have to understand that it does have certain prerequisites which may not be available everywhere. For example, Wi-Fi connection, access to internet, gadgets on the where you can download apps, etc. The third challenge, which is a very big challenge, is a security concern, security and privacy. And we all know that even biggest of big brands like Facebook, etc., have been under the scanner for privacy issues like Cambridge Analytica, etc., to name a few of the issues which have happened. So these are certain challenges. Now, as a digital marketer, how can you overcome it? If your brand proposition is very unique, the customer, in spite of being bombarded with so much information overload, will never leave your brand. So you need to have a very strong brand statement, very strong USP, that is unique selling proposition. Secondly, you have to convince the customer that they are safe with you. There is going to be no security breach, there is going to be no privacy breach. So if you are able to convince the customers that they are safe and secured with you, automatically they would not look for alternatives amongst your competitors. Yeah. Next
There is
question.
another question: explain what is a keyword in digital marketing and how important is it from the point of SEO?
Okay, so this is like asking me to teach digital marketing in this 1 hour webinar. So, which may not be possible to delve into too much detail, but I will still answer. What is a keyword? A keyword is something which you search. For example, when you open www.google.com and you put, okay, so what are the best brands of sports shoes? So, the content which you have typed into your search bar is basically keywords that you are trying to search using the search engine. And why is it so important for search engine optimization? Is because the rank that you will get on SERP, that is search engine results page, will depend upon how your keywords, how the keywords of the customer are matching with the content on your website. So that is why writing content around right keywords is very, very important, because it is on the basis of that, matching those keywords with the content on your website, the customers will be the search engine is going to rank your website. Yeah. Have I
Another
answered your
question
question?
is: why is digital marketing preferred over traditional marketing?
There are certain advantages that digital marketing has over traditional marketing. The most important ones is less cost. Digital marketing something which you can do nearly at 0 rupees also. So for example, if I take social media as one of the channels of digital marketing, it is possible to do social media marketing in 0 rupees. And likewise, there are many other ways. Secondly, why is it more important is because digital marketing is a channel of marketing where instant feedback from the customers is possible. In traditional marketing, so for example, if you do it in newspapers or if you do it in television, etc., instant feedback from the customers is not going to be possible. But if you put your ad on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you have comments enabled, then you know yourself how many comments can come below that, which can give you instant feedback about your product, about your customer service, as well as your campaign. And at the end of the day, the success of marketing campaign depends upon the feedback. And feedback is very, very high in the scope of getting feedback, and that to instant feedback from the customer is very high in the field of digital marketing. And this advantage is not there in the field of traditional marketing. Another point is that since using digital marketing, we are able to get so much data, and hence we are able to use that data into meaningful strategies and meaningful campaigns, whereas in traditional marketing getting so much data is also not possible. So these are certain reasons which definitely gives digital marketing an upper hand over traditional marketing. And hence we say that yes, in the present day scenario, yes, digital marketing is more important than the traditional marketing.
So the another question that have been asked is there any other alternative to increase your soft skills in terms of digital marketing?
See, there are two different things. One is digital marketing skills and one is soft skills. So soft skills is basically your knowledge of English, because we are using that as global language. It could be any other language as well. So soft skill training is something, which is different from digital marketing training. In digital marketing, if you get into the field of, say, web designing, wherein you have to design a website, or you get into the field of social media marketing or content marketing or email marketing, where there is reliance, huge reliance on what you are writing, definitely you need to have very strong command over the language. But otherwise, if you see, soft skills is how you talk, what you write. It's basically verbal communication as well as written communication. But digital marketing skills do apply soft skills to in a lot of profiles, but they are not the same. So you have to first enhance your soft skills, get a hold over your language, and then dwell into the field of digital marketing. Okay.
Next question is what is the most effective digital marketing in today's competitive modern world?
That totally depends upon the kind of product and the kind of target audience that you have. So for some products, LinkedIn may be the best channel. For some products, it may be Instagram, it may be Twitter, it may be a website, it may be a search engine, it may be YouTube, etc. So basically there is no rule as such that this particular channel, in a very general way, is applicable as the best channel for all kinds of products. No, it depends upon your products, it depends upon your services, it depends upon your target audience. Okay.
Next question is how to come back from COVID impact on marketing system.
Well, that will, no single person can do that. So that will eventually happen as economies, they start growing, which very heartening to see all over the world, the economies have started growing. So as and when the impact of COVID, impact of shutdowns, lockdowns, impact of having lost the customer reduces with time, and the economies take a boost, it will automatically happen. But there is no one such person who can do this. It will happen with time, and very heartening to see that yes, it has started happening. And particularly, even India is projecting a very great anticipation for GDP for the year 22-23. Okay.
Another question that have been asked is what are the limitations of using digital marketing?
See, I wouldn't say there are too many limitations, but the only limitation that I, as a trainer, would actually want to talk about is the privacy and the security issues. No, like this is the only reason where I think the customer feels a little perplexed about using digital marketing. And in fact, there are so many alternatives and so many ways wherein you can convince the customer that there is nothing to be scared about because his data is not going to be misused. So if you are able to put that kind of a confidence into the customer, I don't think, I mean, at least that there are some any major drawbacks of using digital marketing, except for the challenges that the customers always see in the privacy as well as the security issues.
Another question is how digital marketing can help entrepreneur and also businesses.
Okay. So, like I said, it is a very cost effective marketing. So, entrepreneurs, like we understand, they're always pressed for money. Okay. So, the budget is always a constraint when it comes to entrepreneurs. So, because it is a low cost marketing with a great reach, I think it is very good for entrepreneurs because number one, you are not investing too much money. And number two, in spite of the fact that you are not investing too much money, you are still able to reach a lot of people, and that too globally. The minute you put something on Facebook, it becomes global. So there is nothing like you have to put additional effort, or you have to put additional amount of money in terms of making it global. So it is very good for entrepreneurs because you are not spending too much money. Without spending money, you are able to get a global reach. And there is a lot of channels there which adhere to different target audience. So for example, for millennials as well as generation Z, Instagram probably would be the best channel because they are very active on Instagram. And similarly for elder channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter would be the better channels. So you have so many options available, and that too at zero cost, that for entrepreneurs, yes, definitely this is a great medium of advertising. Yeah.
The next question is digital marketing similar to freelancing?
No. Digital marketing is a field of marketing, and freelancing is a career choice. There are a lot of job profiles in digital marketing which you can work upon as a freelancer, but that happens after you attain substantial amount of hands-on experience in this field. So yes, there are a lot of projects which you can bank upon as a freelancer after you have proven yourself as a successful digital marketer. But freelancing and digital marketing is not the same thing.
Okay. The next question is what is the difference between on-page SEO and off-page SEO?
This is a complete chapter of digital marketing. It's a very technical chapter. And this webinar is about how to prepare for a digital marketing interview. This is a 3 hours topic, but just because you have asked from the syllabus, I'll just tell you a bit. On page SEO is the things that you do on the website so that you get a better ranking in the Google search results. So things that you do on the website is, for example, including keywords in the URL, in title tag, in meta description, in alt tags, in body copying, copyright. This is an off page is, for example, backlinking, wherein you are not doing changes on the website but somewhere in the exterior, like for example registering with Google Maps, registering with Google Directories, Google My Business, or generating backlinks, link building, etc. So these are the things which happen outside of the website, but it helps the website rank better. Now these are very technical topics. There are 3 to 4 hours topic which are taught in the digital marketing trainings. So we will restrict our questions to the topic of the webinar, which is how to prepare for a digital marketing interview. Okay.
The next question is digital marketing now a bachelor's degree course or diploma?
There are a lot of options which are available. You can do it as a bachelor's degree also. You can do it in MBA also. Most of the MBA institutes, for example, if I talk about them in India, they provide digital marketing as one of the 30 hours module under the marketing specialization. And some of the MBA institutes, they provide as a 60 hours module under marketing specialization. Okay. So you can do it at a postgraduate level, at an MBA level. You can join any private institute. There are so many out there, after your 12th standard, and do a private degree or a diploma from them. At the same time, you can do a 3 years bachelor's degree also. So it is not a kind of a field which defines that you need to have certain prerequisites to be able to enter into this. No, after 12th standard of school, you can enter into it at any time. Similarly, the executive batches which we train, for example, if I talk about myself, the brands and all that we train, There we train people at the VP level, VP marketing, for example, and who have around 30 years of work experience. So there is no age limit, there is no time limit, and there is no prerequisite in terms of educational qualifications that you need to be able to enter into this field.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering. The next question is, how will you determine if the link is spam link?
See, I will not be taking technical questions. Spammy links, it's a very technical topic, and it is taught in lot of detail after we finish entire search engine optimization, white hat SEO, black hat SEO, gray hat SEO, backlinking, link farming, etc. So this is like teaching digital marketing in 1 hour, which I said is not going to be possible. This is about how to prepare for a digital marketing interview. So this question is beyond the scope of this webinar because it is very technical. It requires a whiteboard, a marker, and a proper training. And you need to have studied at least 5 modules of digital marketing, 5 units of digital marketing before I can answer this question. So please restrict your questions. Amisha, I would please request you to filter the questions according to the topic, because we are not teaching digital marketing in this webinar, and that to the technical topics, the IT related topics. We are preparing, grooming them for interviews. So please select the questions accordingly.
So there is a question, how can we use social media for marketing?
How can we use social media for marketing? So, for example, if you know your target audience and you know your product very well, so you can choose a social media platform accordingly and you can post about your product on it. For example, if there is a product that you are indulging in which adheres to, millennials and Generation Z, so though I don't know what product you are talking about, but most likely the channel that you should use for doing social media marketing should be Instagram, because this generation is very active on Instagram. But at the same time, if it is a more mature product which adheres to more mature target audience, then in that case, you should stick to Facebook. And similarly, for example, if you are doing B2B marketing, okay, corporate marketing, B2B marketing, LinkedIn should be the better channel for it. So, how do we use social media depends upon two things. Number one, who is your target audience? And number two, what is the product or the service that you want to promote? Okay, so based upon that, you can select a social media channel, and there is no harm in using 2 or more channels also. Like I said, most of the time it is free of cost, though, yes, paid social media marketing is also a possibility, which we do all the time. But at the same time, it can be done free of cost as well. So you can try with 2, 3 channels and see which one works best for you, right?
So another question is, are there any weaknesses of digital marketing?
I've already covered that up few questions ago. Privacy and the security issues, I think, is one of the biggest weakness that I would say of digital marketing. At the same time, in developing countries like India, availability of Wi-Fi connection, in availability of correct infrastructure devices on which you can download apps, etc, because not everybody is equipped with that kind of, and since most of the digital marketing is done in English, so language could also be a problem. So these are the few challenges, few limitations of digital marketing.
Next question is, what are the disadvantages of the storytelling approach when it comes to digital marketing interviews?
So, Amisha, there is no disadvantage of storytelling approach. It's basically talks about your communication skills and your creativity in talking both at the same time. So, but storytelling does not mean that you go on and on and on about yourself. It has to be structured in such a way that it is concise, it is small, at the same time, it is effective. It is just giving a little edge to about you part of the interview in such a way that it is able to convince the digital marketing interviewer that yes, you have storytelling skills, yes, you have creative communication skills. There is no disadvantage if you do it correctly. Okay.
Is it okay if I use both traditional and digital marketing at the same time?
Absolutely, yes. In fact, a lot of the brands, they do the same. So for example, if I take example of Coca-Cola, so you do see a lot of ads of Coca-Cola in newspapers, you do see a lot of ads of Coca-Cola in television, which are all traditional methods of advertising. But at the same time, Coca-Cola has immense presence on social media. It has immense presence on search engine marketing, etc. So in fact, it is never the case that a brand is using only digital marketing or only traditional marketing. It is always good to use a mix and match. But for entrepreneurs to start off with, I think the reliance on digital marketing is more because of cost effectiveness. Otherwise, it's a great strategy to have digital marketing as well as traditional marketing together in your overall marketing strategy.
So, we sincerely appreciate you for taking out time from your busy schedule, ma'am, and provide us with such valuable information. The webinar surely earned a huge positive response. All thanks for your support. And a big thank you to all the participants for attending the webinar.
It was great having all of you here. Thank you very much. And thank you for all the questions.